Someone offers you help, and your first instinct isn't relief, it's discomfort. Maybe you say, "I'm fine," before you even think about it. Maybe you feel guilty or weird or like you'd be burdening them. So you smile, wave it off, and go back to struggling alone. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you, because that pattern has a name, and more importantly, it has a reason. And once you understand it, you can actually start to change it. Root cause. Here's something most people don't realize. Refusing help isn't actually about being strong. It feels that way, but underneath it, there's almost always something else going on. Think about it. When did you first learn that needing help was a problem? For a lot of people, it goes back further than they think. Maybe you grew up in a household where asking for help felt like weakness. Or you asked someone once, they let you down, and you quietly decided never again. Or maybe you've been so independent for so long that your identity got wrapped up in it. I handle things myself. I don't need anyone. Sound familiar? Psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called self-reliance as a coping mechanism. And the tricky thing is, it works until it doesn't. Because at some point, you're carrying so much by yourself, at work, in relationships, in your mental load, that the weight starts to show. You're exhausted, you're burning out, but still, when someone offers a hand, something in you goes, "No, I've got it." That's not strength, that's a defense mechanism. And I say that with zero judgment, because I've been there too. The "I don't want to be a burden" trap. Let's talk about the 4 patterns I see most in people who struggle to accept help, because this isn't one size fits all. The first one is the burden belief. This is when you genuinely believe that asking for help makes you a problem for someone else. So you protect them from yourself. You minimize your struggles. You say, "Oh, it's not that big a deal," even when it is. The thing is, this comes from a good place. You care about people, but it's also a form of control. Because if you ask for help and someone says yes, you have to trust them. You have to be vulnerable. And that's terrifying when you're not used to it. Here's a reframe that actually helped me. When someone you love asks you for help, do you feel burdened? Usually no. You feel needed. You feel close to them. The people who care about you feel the same about you. The control issue. The second pattern is about control. Some people refuse help because they're afraid it won't be done right, their way, on their timeline. This shows up a lot with high achievers and perfectionists. You'd rather do everything yourself than deal with the anxiety of something being done wrong. So you take on more, and you wonder why you're always overwhelmed. The hard truth here is, perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about fear. Fear of being judged, fear of things going sideways. And the price you pay for that fear is exhaustion and isolation. Because when you never let anyone in, you end up doing everything alone. A small step. Next time someone offers you help, pick one low-stakes thing and let them do it their way, just once. See what actually happens. The identity lock. Third pattern, and this one's subtle, is when independence becomes your identity. You've told the story of yourself so long, "I'm the one who figures things out. I don't need anyone." And somewhere along the way, you started protecting that story more than you started protecting yourself. Asking for help feels like losing yourself, like admitting that the version of you people know isn't quite real. But here's what's actually true. The strongest, most capable people in the world ask for help constantly. Therapists have therapists. Coaches have coaches. CEOs have advisors. Asking for help isn't a sign that you're not enough. It's a sign that you're smart enough to know you don't have to do this alone. Your identity isn't threatened by support. It's expanded by it. The past wound. The fourth pattern is the most personal. You asked for help before, and it didn't go well. Someone dismissed you, let you down, or used your vulnerability against you. So now, help feels like a trap. You're not being difficult, you're being careful. You learn to protect yourself. But here's the thing about that lesson. It made sense then, in that relationship, with that person. The problem is when we carry that lesson into every situation, with every person, forever. That's when protection becomes a prison. So how do you actually start to change this? Because knowing the pattern isn't enough. You need something to do with it. Step 1. Catch the automatic no. Next time someone offers you help, pause before you answer. Just notice your first instinct. You don't have to change it yet, just become aware of it. Awareness is where change starts. Step 2. Practice receiving small things first. Let someone pick up the coffee. Let a colleague take the task you were going to do anyway. Let a friend drive. It sounds minor, but you're literally reprogramming a reflex, and you build up to the bigger stuff. Step 3. Get honest about the cost of doing everything alone. Sit with this question. What does it actually cost me to refuse help? Think about your energy, your relationships, your mental health, your results. Most people, when they actually tally it up, realize the price is much higher than they thought. Step 4. Separate the act from the identity. You can ask for help and still be strong. You can be supported and still be capable. These things coexist. In fact, people who can both give and receive support tend to be more resilient, not less. And finally, step 5. If the wound is deep enough that it goes beyond habits, talk to someone, a therapist, a counselor, someone you trust. There's no medal for carrying trauma alone. Getting professional support is one of the most self-aware things a person can do. Quick recap. People who struggle to accept help usually aren't stubborn or difficult. They're dealing with one of 4 things: a belief that they're a burden, a fear of losing control, an identity built around independence, or an old wound that taught them not to trust. All of these are understandable. All of them can shift. Your one small step for today is, the next time someone offers you help, even something tiny, don't say no automatically. Pause for 2 seconds and just ask yourself, what would it cost me to say yes right now? You might surprise yourself. If this hit close to home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more honest conversations about the psychology behind the things we all do but rarely talk about, stick around. New video every week. Take care of yourself, and let people take care of you too.